one deep breath, because the next speaker up is my sister in crime. And a lot about building a community, growing a community, I learned from Susan. Let me spotlight us, because this person is one of the most amazing people in my life. And she doesn't know it, but you are, Susan. I don't want to get emotional right now, but a lot about nourishing, cherishing, and what do you call it? Growing your community. I learned from Susan. Showing up for your community. So that being said, the part I love most is what she's going to be talking about. Collaborations. Fab Collabs is all about collaborations, right? Grand Connections, which is Susan's baby, is also all about collaborations. I talk networking and collaborations. Susan speaks networking and collaborations. I don't think we do it very differently. We nurture people the same way. We give a lot. And every time I think, like, how should I make connections a better place? The first thing that comes to my mind is, what does Susan do? Not joking, Susan. Okay. Our next session is called...
Susan's not sleeping is what's happening, right, Summer?
Oh, good Lord.
Well, thank you. That's lovely. Well, I'm honored to be here because I value the value of collaboration so much that it's a pleasure to be part of something where one would think we're competitors, right? But no. Collaboration over competition trumps.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said in the morning.
And it ties in so nicely with the concept of gratitude, because I can feel the energy when you think about competition. What kind of energy are you feeling? You know,
you go down. Yeah.
You get down in the as Carolyn says, below the line. But when you're thinking about collaboration, how can it be win-win? We can support each other. And I mean, we've spoken about you possibly helping me with my conference, my business growth buffet next June. And
yes,
it's grows
for my birthday. Susan's giving a buffet on my birthday. Okay,
is it the same day as your birthday? Was it the same day?
Well, you said June.
Yeah, June.
We don't have to celebrate it in
birthday month. Yes, your birthday
month. Yeah.
So it's an interesting story, and I'm just gonna, I should put a timer on so I don't go over. But the journey of collaboration this is an example of Summer and I of how it all works. Summer was a member of my community, and then you left for a while. I think you were.
Oh, yes. I was dying, remember? Yeah.
Yeah. I nearly died 15 years ago, too. So that's another story for another day. So we can share that another time together. So we have an alignment as well. Like when I hear about your stories, I think, oh, I've been through that and I know what that's like, and the fear and then the change, the shift in you after you experience a near-death experience 3 times.
Yeah.
So we have that aligned. Those are values that are aligned. We have a value of collaboration that's together. You've experienced my community. I'm come and played on yours before. And
yes.
Today. And you start working. And it's not that you're gonna, first meet somebody in a breakout room and say, let's start a business together. No, it takes time. It's a journey. And that's what relationship is. It's planting those seeds that bring you towards grand connections and collaborations that are going to bring you success. Now, do I have the ability to share screen? Summer?
Yes, you do. You do. Yes. Okay. Let me introduce you officially.
Okay.
So, someone who lives collaboration in every sense of the word is Susan Jarema. And there's more things we have in common than you can imagine. We both have been entrepreneurs practically since we could hold a lemonade stand sign, right? I started my life as an entrepreneur with a lemonade stand, and so did Susan. And we both have been into marketing degrees, built successful businesses from scratch, and helped hundreds of entrepreneurs launch their ventures. So Susan is a little better than me because she started selling online since 1995. That was before Google existed. Google only started in 1998, if you didn't know that. This makes her a truly digital pioneer. Today, she runs New Earth Marketing, where she helps solopreneurs grow their visibility and sales through signature brand align framework. Her authority marketing system is called, I'm repeating this, brand align. Susan calls herself internetologist. And that word keeps repeating in my mind for, well, nonstop on a loop. Internetologist. Honestly, it fits perfectly well with Susan. She's also the co founder of Grand Connection, which I'm a member of. It's a global networking community. And like mine, it embodies everything that this event stands for: collaboration, education, giving back. And you're about to learn how to expand your reach, deepen your impact, and collaborate on your way to success. So, grand welcome to the grand lady here. Susan, take it away.
Oh, that was grand. Everything's grand around here. Well, I'm excited to be here. And I see some other Grand Connection members. So hello to all of you that are here today. And I look forward to catching up on the recordings too for some of you who did your talks earlier or are doing them tomorrow. I'm going to share a few slides because it keeps me on track. I will go off on these tangents and it'll take more than the allotted time happening. So let's see if this is working here. Are you seeing it? So this is my first slide here. And by far, collaboration is the fastest way to grow with less effort, more joy, and greater impact. And we've heard examples probably here today. This event is a collaboration. And I want for all of you, my goal is for all of you to be able to turn your everyday networking into meaningful collaborations that multiply your visibility, create more impact, and of course, bring you more results in your business and life. So what I'm going to talk about here is we have 3 signature frameworks at the Grand Connection. I call it the Grand Connection Way. We're going to help you connect with purpose and build trust in your one-on-ones and create grand connections for collaboration through what I call the Grand Method. So I'm just going to start off, and this is what I like to do at all of our Grand Connection events, is to set an intention for today. You guys have probably already done this. I think gratitude has been a big one. I'm feeling that already in the room. My connection today, or my intention for today, is to connect. And I like to think about one word, and feel free. I'd love to see some of these in the chat, what your word is for the day, or maybe it's a phrase. So mine might be connect and thrive together is what I like to think about for today's talk for all of us today. And let's just see if there's any other ones added in the chat. Trying to see. Nope. So I can continue on. Oh, connect and thrive. Okay, that's a good one. And, do share them, because when you share with other people, just like an accountability, positive abundance, that's you, Jessica. I know that. And you got your internet back. So it's nice to see you back, Jessica. The power of collaboration is so powerful that it increases our visibility. It gives us more opportunities and results, and it's a leverage. When you're trying to do things all by yourself, it really is more difficult to do. Let's just see that. So I'm on that slide here. I'm trying a new thing. So I'm trying to use Google Slides with the viewer mode, and I'm used to PowerPoint. So this is going to be a fun experiment to see how this works. But I have less screens at the moment. So this is going to be, well, this works a little bit better for the screens. So we've got visibility, results, and opportunities through collaboration. And I already explained a little bit about the journey of collaboration that Summer and I are having. And when you are able to work and partner with other people, it's not just your resources, it's their resources too. So this leverages everything you do, from what you know, to the audience you reach, to the results you can get. And let's see. Okay, so this is a different slide than this one. Okay, so I'm going to have to remember to go back and forth. Okay, so let's go here. This is my 6 grand principles of networking. So what are you seeing right now? I'm just going to stop this and see if I can just reset it back up here so that it works. Okay, so if I do this slideshow, get my presenter view, because I want to have the same one as you guys. There we go here. Okay, so what happened was it was a different one open. You can just edit this out, right, Summer?
Yes.
I know.
I'll do that.
It's okay. It's all right. So this is what Carolyn and I had. We've been doing a lot of talks for 5 years. Carolyn is a partner of mine. She helped me. We collaborated together to create the Grand Connection, and we created the 6 grand principles of networking. Now I added an extra T so that I could get a word that meant connect. So thrive together ends my sentence, but it starts off with having that clarity around what you're doing. And clarity is much more than just, clarity on how you speak today or to when you do your introductions. You may be stepping back when you're running your business and you're thinking back, I need clarity on my messaging. I need more than that. I need clarity on what value I'm offering. Oh, I need clarity on my offer. I need clarity on my why. So this is why we work with a coach, we work with a consultant, we work with all these great people in the room here today to get that clarity on what we're doing. And it changes over time. So you're always listening, you're stopping, you're thinking about it, you're resonating on what that clarity is. And you need that when you're networking, and you need that when you have that intention. And so when you know who you want to meet based on all the clarity you have and all the things about your business, it makes it so much easier to find the right collaboration partners. And you'll know when you meet them, it feels right. So then the next step is on the O, openness and trust. Trust is big, so I'm going to go into that into more detail, but the relationship building in networking is all about trust. You're building those relationships. And Summer and I trust each other. I mean, I phoned her just the other day to talk to her about a problem I was facing, and she shared with me and she gave me support and ideas. So you build these relations over time where you have the connections that can support you in what you're doing in your business. Then you got your nurturing and grand giving. So this is our grand giving. That's a big philosophy here at the Grand Connection. I will talk a little bit more about that later. We know that you heard, Bob Berg's Go Giver Way. Who's read that? Bob Berg's going to be speaking at our December event too. So I'm very excited at our grand giving celebration. Being of service to others. This is what we're here doing today. Summer supports this so much. And I really like the philosophy of Go Giver and grand giving much more than, you probably heard it in sales, give to get. It doesn't feel as right? When you just have that expectation of what you're going to get afterwards. The grand giving is you don't have those expectations, but it's more like karma. You kind of feel like it's going to come. You just give, and over time you're in this state. You get a lot of joy and benefit from just giving yourself. But things will come back. It's going to come back. It's karma, right? Then the follow-up. I heard when I just first got in the talk about, I think, is it Jessica was saying what she's grateful for Summer for is that she follows up on what she says she's going to do, right? So when you meet people here today, get those one-on-ones booked. If you got a calendar invite, get it done right away and book the meeting in the meeting, as Carolyn used to always say, and I'm saying it now. Make sure that you follow up on the things that you say you're going to do, because that builds that trust, right? And then effective systems is another one that's super important. This is all parts of making this networking really work well. And you learn over time a lot of who's using ChatBridge from Tom Gay. I mean, that's a very great tool for organizing these chats from the Zoom meeting. We've got that going. Having links to be able to use. Summer was, she had promoter links for all of the people that she partnered with here that we could track on her leaderboard who invited. And she could bug us. So you have to have these things in place. And if there's a little bit of time later at the end for Q&A, I'd love to explore what kind of systems work really well in making sure that collaborations work well. And you need to have those systems in place so that things are done in a way that there is that container around your collaboration, that you have the expectations clear. And then this almost loops back because you have to come back to purpose, having that purpose. The purpose almost starts what the clarity is. So this is a loop. The purpose drives you, it gets you up in the morning, and it helps you become, it helps you, fuels what you do every day that you're doing it. Now, I love to see networking as the bridge that connects you to new opportunities and builds lasting relationships for long-term success. And it really is that long-term investment that you're thinking about. And networking bridges it all together. One thing to think about when you're networking is quality versus quantity. Like, you could be, I have 100,000 followers on all my social channels. I'm not connecting with everyone individually. I have specific people that have really aligned with my values, and that's where I build those relationships. And those are what you're going to have. They may be your great referral partners. They may be people that you write your next book with. There's so many different ways that you can connect. The Grand Connection, we do these grand intros, so I'm not going to have, there's not enough time for us to go into any of them now. Normally I would get in we'd do some practice of intros here. But what's important is part of your system is having an introduction that really works and resonates with people and shares the transformation that you create. Now, one of my gifts today is our workbook that helps you create grand intros. And at the bottom of the workbook, just so you know, there's a GPT, an AI tool that can help you make it really fast and quick. So that's a gift I'll be giving you afterwards. Another thing that's super important is to be prepared at the meetings when you're networking is what are you looking for? This relates to your intention, but who do you want to meet? And be specific. If I'm actually on a one-on-one call with somebody, I'm really specific on the people I want to meet. Like, so usually there's that little time at the end, and how can I be of service? And what are you looking for? And is there anyone you want to meet? And if the more specific you are, the easier it is for that person that you're talking to say, hey, yeah, I know it, or I'm going to think about that, and they're going to remember that. When you just come in and say, oh, I want to meet somebody who wants to buy my product, that's just not going to be as easy. It's too general. Plus, it's not win-win. It's not a collaborative feel. It feels like you're pitching or selling. And it's not something somebody's going to create a relationship with you through. So a great grand ask and a great grand intro are super valuable in building that system for successful networking. And has anyone heard about the butterfly effect? Anybody here? So I can't see you all, so it seems like a lot of cameras are off, so I can't tell what everybody's saying. But anyways, I'm assuming some of you heard about it. Well, this is based on like weather science, right? A mathematician, a meteorologist, his name was Edward Lorenz. He found that even tiny changes well, in his case was rounding numbers in a weather model would have a big different result, and could, like in one case, he says the example of butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the world could create a tornado on the other side of the world. So I don't think every butterfly is creating a tornado, because we don't have that many tornadoes happening, but the science in the model was where this butterfly effect came from. But I also see it in networking, is that one little impact that you make for somebody, maybe you share with them a resource that makes all the difference. I mean, I've got some members in our community. We have a deal with Go High Level for Grand Connection members, and there's a lot of members that are now using Go High Level and are just like, wow, that deal you got me has saved me so much money, and now I built a system, and I have a business that is really working for me. And that one little thing supported them. Or maybe it's an idea you gave them, or one connection. So this butterfly effect, and then I love thinking about it because I see a lot of butterflies, especially in the summer. And then whenever I see them, I think about that. And it reminds me to be more grateful about all of the things that we do in the world, the little things and the little nuggets that help support other people around you, and be grateful for what has been there to help you. Now, this is my grand trust framework. I said I'd go back to trust because it's so important. For some of the things, and I'd love people, if there's anyone in the chat that is can share some of the ways that they build trust in their relationships. I love it. I love to get more and more ideas, because I will be saving this chat at the end. It's collaboration with trust. It begins with the trust, and trust begins one conversation at a time. And you'll notice, like, I see a lot of people, they're kind of like speed networking. They get in, they'll do a breakout room. They might do that one-on-one. They do 10 Zoom meetings a day, and they got this big list of network of their network's really big, but they don't spend the time to build the relationships. And it really is meeting people second time, third time. And that's why being part of a community, you actually get to know people. You come in on the same events, you've seen them multiple times. And I heard when I jumped in, some are talking to people about getting in that being in that Zoom room again. And I'll be happy to be seeing somebody for the third and fourth time. You get a chance to get to really know them and work on this relationship of trust. So this happens by working with people, sharing their stuff on social media, doing small little things that makes a difference. So here for the trust framework, I don't have time to go into big detail, but having that transparency and authenticity, respecting each other. So building that respect, these all build over time, creating the understanding. I like to make sure that when you meet people, you can reframe things. Are you clear about that? Does that make sense to you? Even if I'm meeting somebody in my mini-me and I'm saying, they're telling me how to refer them, if I don't understand what they do, I will ask them questions until I do, that I can understand their business and it makes sense to me, that I can re-explain it back to somebody else. Giving each other support, and of course, working together as a teamwork. There's a lot around the trust framework. And as time runs out, we will go into it another time. At the Grand Connection, we have lots of opportunities. This leads to the importance of social capital. And that's what connections are. We may have financial capital, and that can keep earning, financial capital is good. They're both good. I won't want to say don't go for financial capital, but consider and remember that social capital is a currency, and the currency of connection is so powerful. It lasts a long time, and you don't spend it, right? If I used it up on my trip, I still have my connection to Summer and to Jean-Luc and to Jessica. They are still with me all the time. And I love the deeper that you have that trust, the deeper that those connections are, and that you've been working with each other and you've done different things. And even if something doesn't pan out, you can still keep a relationship. It doesn't have to. You can end the way you work together in one way and move on to something that's a different relationship, and keep that capital. And this is really the biggie, the grand method for collaboration. What I want people to, you all to take away from this is be super clear on who you want to meet. That's your grand ask. We have a GPT that we use in our grand accelerator lab, and that allows you to actually figure out who you want to meet in very clear words that works well in our referral lab. Reach out with intention. So have that intention. What is it that you're going to meet? For me today, it's connect, and for you to be able to thrive, all of us to thrive together. Add value first. So that grand giving. Continue to nurture the relationship, follow up, do things, repeat things, be in a room a second, third time, plan something together. And when you do things together in collaboration, that it just grows the relationship stronger. So get through this system. And then of course, it's just going to repeat over and over again. After you've done one thing together, you may have more clarity on who you want to work with the next time. Maybe you pull in a third partner. Maybe you run a bigger event. Maybe you do something that's even grander. So this is a great method for thinking through how you want to support people in collaboration. And the last little thing as we get to the end of this is, I just want you to look at collaboration as farming. We're not out hunting. I mean, you can hunt and you're going to get direct results really fast, right? You can go out and you go and I'm vegetarian, so I don't like hunting. But, go out and you hunt I saw some pretty scary foods when I came in here in the chat, like you're hunting some of those things. You're going to get it one time, right? But farming, when you build a network of great trusted connections that you can collaborate with, that's a farm, and it's going to keep bringing you support, resources, income, what we are, many of us looking for to keep it sustainable. It is much more sustainable. So I want to thank all of you today and have this opportunity to be here at Summer's Summit and to connect with you. And I look forward to, I've got a little bit of time now, and I'm going to stay on, and I hope there's some breakouts again, because I love connecting and getting to know people in detail. I do have some gifts, so I'll share that with you. And if there's I don't know the timing on this, because the intro was part of the time or not, but I'm at 21 minutes on my clock.
You have roughly 7 more minutes.
Okay, well, this is great.
Question and answers, and share your gifts. Tell people what your gift is.
Okay, so I actually have a slide for the gift. So let me see if that works. Slide 3. So we have our grand intro workbook. So I'm going to give you that in the chat. Do you have it, or do you want me to give it out?
I would like you to put that in the chat.
Okay, and not the VIP gift, right? That's
not the VIP gift. Okay, but let them know what the VIP gift is.
So I also have a guest pass for anyone who's new to the Grand Connection. You can come to 3 events as a guest. And this is my Grand Growth Bundle, which I've sort of sprinkled on that you will get. This is the networking intro book you get here's the free one, but that's also in the Growth Bundle. You can come to the Accelerator Lab. You're going to get all the AI tools, and you're going to get some worksheets that can help support you in your growth. So there's a lot of value in that, especially coming to the lab. So that's great. And we do have some upcoming events coming too, and I'll share those in the chat too that you can take advantage of with your guest pass. So lots of stuff happening at the Grand Connection. Everything is grand around here.
Everything is grand around Grand Connections and Susan.
That's for sure. Okay. So I see Jessica's hand up. Nice to see you, Jessica.
I just want to say that I am thrilled to be a Grand Connections member, and I would much rather be a cherry blossom in your orchard as a lead than dinner that might be hunted. So I love that example. I always say I don't like alligators or sharks because I don't want to be for dinner.
No. I always worry. This is unrelated to this, but I have these apocalypse nightmares sometimes, and I saw one movie where the people who have no value become dinner, right? That's really scary for a person who, if once the internet collapses, I'm an internetologist. What am I going to do? Right? I'll project manage the next thing.
Don't worry.
You'll be the vegan butcher.
I would also say if you haven't had a one-on-one with Susan, have one. She, like Summer, is a fantastic connector. She's introduced me to some amazing people. She really listens and pays attention to who I'm trying to attract and who I'd like to meet. And however her brain works, she just goes, "Oh, I know who Jessica needs to meet," and boom, 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 I get a LinkedIn introduction. So she's definitely a shining light. And
that's the clarity, right, Jessica? Like, I know who you want to meet. You've been very clear in what you're working on and the type of audience you're reaching and the people you like to partner with. I get it, right? Because I've known you for a while, and that's, the more people are around in the community, the leaders in the community, and we have several people, yourself amongst them in Summer, that I actually say when somebody new comes, you need to meet these 5 people because they're connectors, and once they know what you do, you're gonna know everybody. They're like the nodes of the community, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, by the way, you did a fantastic talk today. I know you're bursting out of your shell and blooming like a blossom yourself to do more speaking engagements. So good on you. I'm celebrating you publicly. Thank you, Susan.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. I definitely am. I'm not, I had a collaboration with Carolyn, and Carolyn is a professional speaker. And that's her skill set. I kind of am a person who's a background person that runs things. Great project manager. I know a lot of tech. I can support people in the back end. And this stepping through to be a public face now is definitely something I'm growing into, and I'm trying. So goals of
looks like you've already grown into. Looks like you've already grown into it. You did a phenomenal job right now.
Well, I was just at the speakers group just before, and we had a lot of tips on speaking, and we practiced some exercises to calm ourselves before we talk. So I use those.
Thank you, Susan.